so much gruesome, graphic violence? Why not let us imagine
Because it's so much fun, Chan. Get it?
Lay your palm flat on that tabletop.
My bounty's never hang, because I never bring them alive.
Never.
Never ever.
Shut your raggedy ass up and sit the down.
They won't get around to offering me a plea deal. That's why you came here to kill me.
I ain't come over here to kill you.
Hey, it's okay. Now, I forgive you.
Oh, don't I get up the ass, do you, you redneck lunatic bastard?
You and I have unfinished business.
That woman deserves her revenge, and we deserve to die.
Ooh, that's a bingo.
The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness. For he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
Hey, and welcome back to What Are We Watching with Cortoberfest, and I'm really looking forward to this conversation. I've got my good friend on, Nashville-based musician, host of the Poptimist podcast. Right here, the Poptimist is joining us to talk about Quentin Tarantino. Welcome to the show.
Dude, thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited to talk about Tarantino. He's one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, so this is one thing I think we bonded over is a sort of a mutual love of his work. So when did for me it was Pulp Fiction way back in it was either junior or senior year of high school. Seeing that movie was my introduction. What was your introduction to Tarantino?
It was probably pretty similar for me. I think I was maybe 16, 17, saw Pulp Fiction for the first time, thought it was really badass. And then it was around the time Inglourious Basterds was coming out as well. So I saw that and really enjoyed that and just went back and started watching all of his older movies, Reservoir Dogs and Jackie Brown and the Kill Bills and all of that. So
nice. So what we're doing today is my initial pitch was like do a sort of back-to-back ranking of his films, and you had this really cool idea of while I'm ranking the films themselves, obviously like from my own personal personal enjoyment of his films, you're gonna with your music background, rank the soundtracks,
yes,
which I found really interesting because his music is so important to his work, and it's a core factor into his films. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, well, I mean, Tarantino is kind of famous for a really great shootout happening or someone getting killed or a cool car chase, and he has badass music. And it's music that spans all genres. It's not just any one genre of music. He has some, like, his style and his taste in music is similar to his taste in films. It might not make sense if you saw him on an individual basis, but when you put them all together, it makes something beautiful.
Yeah,
Tells a story.
and well, that's the one. Like, he has such a broad. It's hard to think of somebody who knows more about films or has seen more films than Quentin Tarantino. Like, for all that he's known for, it's just sort of this violent stuff. Like, one of the sort of really interesting quotes is he was on Bill Maher's podcast talking about how Toy Story, the original 3 Toy Story films, were a perfect trilogy. So he has just this wonderful broad understanding of film. It's clear he truly loves the medium, and that's the marathoning all of them for this podcast. One thing I really did walk away from is that like he's just having fun doing this.
100%.
He's having a good time, and that's so important to I think when you have fun making a film, that does translate over to the audience in a lot of ways. And it was doing my ranked list of these movies, it ended up being a little difficult, because it's like, damn, I enjoy all of these to some extent, trying to, and it's all subjective, but and anyone is going to have a sort of a different list, but this is my own personal list, and I've got my sort of my own cue cards sort of like lined up for
perfect
for this. So are you ready to do some Tarantino ranking?
Let's dive into it.
Okay, so this would be, and again, it's like I've titled this sort of least good to most best, as it were. So my least favorite, I would say, and this is the one I had not seen yet.
Hateful Eight.
Hateful Eight, I would say, is his weakest. Like from a writing standpoint, his weakest film. It is from cinematography standpoint, it is gorgeous to look at. I just don't think it's because it's so contained. And it's like it's contained, but I don't know that he necessarily uses it. It feels like it could easily be just translated to stage as opposed to being cinema specific, which is what he's so known for. And that's kind of what didn't work for me. And also, the plot wise, it's the one that I think makes the least sense of the group, in that you've got this gang looking to get Jennifer Jason Leigh to free her, and they come up with this giant plan, and it's like half of you are in on this. Is there not an easier, less convoluted way to get to your...
There's also, we should mention, there's a blizzard happening in the backdrop of all this, and they're struck inside a haberdashery. I think it's Wyoming or Colorado or something like that.
Yeah,
they're out in the middle of nowhere.
Go ahead. Oh, you're good. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I saw Hateful Eight in the theater. I think I was already living in Nashville at the time when Hateful Eight came out. I saw it opening weekend. I think I saw it twice, because it's.
Did you
No.
Did you see because there's the theatrical version, and then there was the 70 millimeter.
Yeah, I saw the theatrical version. I didn't go to the video version.
One of the reasons that I never got around to seeing it in theaters is that, I mean, for whatever sorry, I'm just like, buddy, you gotta go. But I missed my opportunity to see the 70 millimeter roadshow print, which it's like you can't really see right now. But so I missed this one in theaters, which was disappointing.
Yeah. And in terms of the soundtrack, Ennio Morricone did the film score for it, and Tarantino doesn't typically have straight up film scores. He always finds songs and puts them in there. And there was a couple of other songs that were in this. He did Apple Blossom or Apple Bottom. I can't remember I think it's Apple Blossom by the White Stripes. That's in the movie. Soundtrack wise, I mean, because as a score, there's not too much for me to say. I'm a big Ennio Morricone fan. Tarantino has used his songs across his entire filmography.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different in that way too. He and Ennio had a battle over this because Tarantino went to him and said, "Hey, will you do the score for this?" And at first he said no, and then he agreed to do it. He said, "I can do one." And then he did the one, and he started getting more ideas. He had a bunch of old stuff that he never used for The Thing.
Really?
That was used for this, yeah. But I guess him and Tarantino kind of were butting heads during this.
How old was, because I want to say, and of course Morricone, he won the Oscar for it was Hateful Eight was nominated for 3 Oscars. The one that it won was for score. How old was he? And I believe he died shortly after this movie came out.
I'm not sure how old he was.
Yeah.
But we can look it up.
Yeah, let's see. I'm gonna.
But yeah, it's not your typical Tarantino soundtrack. Here, let me see what else is on there, because I know there was a couple other songs on here.
Morricone, born 1928, died 2020. So he would have been quite old at the time.
Yeah, so it's Apple Blossom by the White Stripes was in this. And I think that might have been the only. The credit song for this is There Won't Be Many Coming Home by Roy Orbison, which is a great song as well. But yeah, not your typical Tarantino film or soundtrack.
Yeah. The thing that I did, and again, it's like one of those, it might be my least favorite, but it's not it's an enjoyable film, but it's got I think a good example of, for all of the violence, there is a sort of a magnanimous, I think, view of the world that Quentin Tarantino does have, and that it ends with, you've got the Southern former Confederate and the Black Northern general sort of going through a traumatic experience together, and then coming together over this Lincoln letter at the very end, and then got Walton Goggins,
which turned out to be fake.
Which, yeah, but even it's almost, what's great about that scene is that it's almost like it doesn't matter that it's fake.
No, it doesn't matter anymore.
It's the sort of the idea of what's in it, that really is what's so important. And I whenever Walton Goggins shows up in a film, he is a national treasure. Yeah.
He's great in this. Sam Jackson, of course, is amazing in this. The whole cast, it's a cast full of stars. Tim Roth, Bruce Stern, was awesome as well.
Yeah. And it's like one thing, you go through all of Tarantino's films, and I think people have a caricature in their head of the Samuel L. Jackson type, but you look at these films and all of the characters he plays, it's this, he really is a spectacular actor.
There's a lot of range, dude, for sure.
Yeah, I don't think any of the characters he plays in Tarantino's filmography is exactly the same.
No. Well, it's a lot of the characters, they live on a spectrum of good and bad, and most of his characters, like Sam Jackson's characters in Tarantino's movies, are morally gray.
Yeah.
If you look at the character, I can't remember what his character's name was in Hateful Eight. But you look at that character, I mean, kind of detestable, kind of a bad guy, but you're rooting for him the whole time.
Yeah.
Or it's just any of it. I mean, we'll get into the other characters that he plays. I mean, Sam Jackson is one of the thread lines through this whole thing.
And it's the way he weaves in, and you can tell who he enjoys working with, like, just because they stay around for the whole thing. And even in Inglourious Bastards, he looped in Samuel L. Jackson in voiceover form in really, really cool ways. And I think, well, we'll get there when we get there when we get there. But I'll say looping in Harvey Keitel doing Inglourious Bastards was kind of nice. And, like, he's got just that little bit of, he's not on screen, but you can tell if you followed Tarantino's work, it's like, oh, there he is.
Yeah.
But, okay, so
just one more thing before we go.
Yep.
I can't remember if I said it, but the soundtrack ranking for Hateful Eight, that was number 7 for me.
Number 7. Okay, so that's so that's a couple up. It's not quite the bottom, but it's, and again, like, it's just a ton of great things. So I remember the line from Kill Bill. You didn't think it would be that easy, would you? Just like, I thought ranking these was going to be easier than it was, and it turned out it's not easy at all, because they're all really good.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Next one is, for me, Death Proof.
Interesting.
Which I adore the car chase sequences in this film. I would love to rank it higher on my list than it is, because it's just so cool. And because he does everything practically, and just like, you look at these camera movements around the cars, it's awesome. I think the reason I would say it's not higher is that I think it's not doing thematically quite as much as his other work. The one thing I will give it is, like, you get a clear idea of, and of course the strong female character is sort of a big, everybody, there's a lot of emphasis being put on that right now, and you get a clear idea. And this was quite a while ago. I was in college at the time that Grindhouse came out. You have a very clear idea of, like, women he considers strong women, and women who he does not. When you look at the group that gets killed in the beginning, and there's sort of more vacuous and, not prioritizing real things, versus a group who are interested in tangible, like, they have skills and are interested in something tangible.
So this is actually my number 2 soundtrack.
This music is so good.
It's so good. So the soundtrack, I mean, probably my favorite song in this film is Down in Mexico, when Butterfly does the lap dance on Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell, he plays a serial killer stuntman, Mike. And throughout the movie, he's doing his best who's the old famous cowboy actor? He was in 1,000 cowboy films. John Wayne.
John Wayne, yeah.
He does like a John Wayne impression.
Yeah.
Like that whole scene where they're outside and he has his little notebook and he tells the girl that he's gonna write chicken shit next to her name.
He's doing John Wayne. Have a book.
Yeah.
And what's brilliant about his performance in this film is the heel turn. That's I think maybe not the right term, but when he gets shot, he goes from this dangerous, scary person to just a whimpering bitch.
Yeah.
And the way he switches that performance is just brilliant.
Yeah, here, I'm going to pull up the soundtrack to talk a little bit about some of the songs that are on it. Because another one that I really love on this, there's so many. Let's see. I'm getting old, dude. I got to turn off the brightness on my screen. There we go. Yeah, so Baby It's You by Smith. That's a great song as well. And Jeepster by T-Rex. Staggerly by Pacific Gas and Electric. And then the credit song for this movie, that song Chick Habit by April March.
I pull that song up all the time on the treadmill. Yeah. Like when I'm at the gym, it's delightful. I would say what's the song that when he kills the first group of women,
Hold Tight.
That the way he mixes that, like, sort of, he utilizes that song in a really interesting way, in that it's this sort of upbeat song, but it's sort of used to really create tension, and he sort of blends it with the sounds effects of these sort of like engine muscle cars. Kurt Russell pulls over,
Yeah, it's a very
spins around, and
sounding like 60s British invasion song.
yeah, and he mixes it with the sort of the car engine revving just beautifully, and it's just this. I mean, us as the audience, just we know what's coming. And it's sort of like that Hitchcock, like we know there's the bomb, theory. The audience knows there's a bomb under the table, and the characters, they don't.
Yeah,
and it's a sort of a perfect representation of
and her
that.
leg comes off, and
oh god,
yeah.
like the one that got me, and because when I watch horror movies, I get when the gore stuff happens, I get very, very audible, and the one that got me in the theater was when Butterfly gets her face cleaved off.
Oh
yeah.
Oh
god. It's like, oh god. Oh god. And it's just
Tarantino's slasher film.
Yeah. And it's like, the thing is, it's like just enough frames of the gore to like put it in your mind, and then
for you to like cringe.
Yeah. And I just like this. It's worth sort of, I think, an interesting comparison, because both with Inglourious Bastards, there's a baseball bat death in that film versus Walking Dead, when Glenn gets killed, Negan kills Glenn. And Walking Dead went way, way overboard with the gore. And I understand that it's exactly what's in the comics, but a lot of the audience left the show after because it was just so gruesome. Whereas you look at say Inglourious Bastards, and it's horrific, but they're not like he's not like holding on blood and guts for all that long, and it works just as well. Like, you just need it's finding that line where it's just enough to shock the audience, but not enough to turn them off.
Totally. I think the honorable mention here that we should talk about too is Planet Terror.
Yeah,
which it was paired with whenever Death Proof came out, the Grindhouse double feature.
Yeah.
And it's Robert Rodriguez doing a zombie movie. Tarantino makes an acting appearance in this movie as well.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis is in it. Josh Brolin's in it. There's a couple of actors that did both films.
I think I want to say Rose McGowan is in both. She's in both.
Yep.
Well, yeah, I remember I was in college at the time, and it was one of those. I don't know if we went at midnight, my friends and I, but like the theater was all full of. I went to college in Ithaca, New York, which was you got Ithaca College and Cornell on one. I went to Ithaca, and it's sort of this little college town in the middle of like upstate New York, and there's until you get there, there's a lot of miles of not a lot, and then it's very much sort of the college life is
and it's a college town.
Yeah, so like being a film school, like that Grindhouse was one of those where like all of the classmates were there and it was an event movie because you had Robert Rodriguez, and it's the next Quentin Tarantino film.
Yeah.
And it was great. I at the time I liked Planet Terror more. I think as I've gotten older, I would say Death Proof's stronger film.
Yeah, I mean, I love both. I think they're both great, and I love the trailers too. Which most of those movies have gotten made. I think the only movie that hasn't gotten made is the Werewolf Women of the SS.
Which they should do it.
They should do it, but that movie will never.
Did you see? Oh God! Did you see Thanksgiving? Eli Roth.
Dude, great movie.
It was good. Like it was like he did a really good, and Patrick Dempsey was great in it.
Yeah.
Like that was yeah, real. Like you've gotten a lot of that film experiment that they did. I think brought us a lot of really fun.
Machete was one of them, right? It was Machete.
Yeah.
And Hobo with a Shotgun.
Yep.
Thanksgiving. Werewolf Women of the SS. And then was there another one, or was that all?
I think that was all of. No, it was the Don't. It was which I believe is the one that was directed by Edgar Wright. It was just like, if you're thinking about going down to the basement, don't. Like
I don't remember that one.
That was like that was the other one, and I believe that was the one Edgar Wright did, which was fun. But it's like I will get to my next ranked poll, which would be Inglourious Bastards.
Inglourious Bastards. Okay.
Which is I think it's a really, really, really interesting film, because these characters that aren't Germans, they're also kind of terrible people. Like this is a movie where they're committing straight up war crimes, and you're sort of getting. It's interesting because like when the Germans that they off, I feel like Tarantino really is pretty clear and expressively clear about who he thinks deserves it and who he thinks doesn't. Like there's the average run-of-the-mill German soldier who probably doesn't have a choice other than to be here. And it's so like say in the basement where the soldier who just had a kid.
That's a great fucking scene.
Oh,
if I had to choose one scene that is the greatest scene in maybe all of Quentin Tarantino's filmography, it might be that one, honestly.
It's so good, and it's in a weird way, it's got a really cool loop back to Reservoir Dogs, because there's the whole scene in Reservoir Dogs where Tim Roth is practicing really hard to be undercover, and if you're gonna go undercover, you gotta know it. And Michael Fassbender, like it's a really small thing like this versus.
Yeah,
blows it.
Yeah,
like he completely blows
that
it.
was how that guy knew the SS officer knew that he was a spy.
Yeah,
I honestly, in terms of my favorite Tarantino movies, I would rank this as number 2. It's up there for me in terms of what my favorite Tarantino movies are. Because for me, it's about what is the most rewatchable. Like, what am I going to go back to again? Because, like, Inglourious Bastards is one of the ones that I continually go back to. But, yeah, the soundtrack for this one, I mean, it's just a lot of spaghetti Western music. Basically, you know, it's more Ennio, him pulling from different spaghetti Western films from the 60s and 70s and using that as a way to soundtrack it. Also, there is a great montage sequence in this using Cat People by David Bowie. So that's kind of like the one song, you know, Tarantino was like, I'm gonna make a badass montage sequence, because I think it's when Shoshana is getting ready to kill all the Nazis.
I mean that is a rad edit, and this was also, it happened to be, it was the last it was the last film that his original editor cut before she died.
Sally Menke,
which was very, very sad. And the year I moved to Los Angeles in 2010. So it was within the first couple of years that I moved there. And American Cinema Editors does this sort of yearly event, you know, Edit Fest, where they'll do panels and whatnot. And I tried to go when I could. And the one when I got one of the ones I went to when I got there, she was on. And it was a couple of weeks before she died. And at the time, it was an oppressively hot summer, and yeah, it's just like that was the second time in LA that I've sort of had that where like it's just like, oh god, this is hot, like I need to stay inside. And then she ended up like had this horrible hiking accident, and I believe that my understanding is that overheated and went over. I mean, you hike the canyons in the area, and it's just there's plenty of places.
Was it heat stroke?
I think it was just so hot, and I think she passed out and went over. She passed out and went over a.
That's sad.
She went over a ravine, which is really, really sad. And the other time that happened was when Kobe Bryant died. I was, at the time, it's like I remember leaving my apartment and just the wind was like, this is like, holy hell, this is nuts. Like, where'd this wind come from? And that was like he was in a helicopter, and the weather, and it's like the weather in California can be like. It can be crazy, and that's you got to be careful of it. But she was so clearly an integral part to everything Tarantino did, and it's a tragedy that she was sort of taken too early.
No, absolutely. In terms of the soundtrack ranking for me, I put this at number 8, even though it's one of my more favorite Tarantino movies.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No. Like I said, like my actual number 2 on my overall list in terms of shit that I rewatch over and over.
Yeah.
Again, but number 8 in terms of soundtrack. It's not like a soundtrack that'll just turn on.
Yeah, which is sort of an interesting dichotomy of like what works as a movie and does the soundtrack work? Is like it is in fact two different things.
Totally.
All right. So next on my list. Kill Bill.
My least favorite Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
And my least favorite soundtrack. This is dead last on both for me. And I count it. I'm passionate about this. I count this as 2 movies. Fuck Tarantino. He talks so much shit. He's like, no, it's only 1 movie. Motherfucker, how many times if it gets played in the theater, or I go buy the DVD, or I rent it, or I buy the soundtracks, is it 1 price or is it 2?
Yeah,
you're paying twice.
But
so I disagree with him.
But what happens when and I think they're releasing and I didn't catch it in theaters, but I do believe this year they're releasing The Whole Bloody Affair as one film. You'll only have to pay 1 price.
Yeah, but if I want to buy the soundtracks, I have to pay 2 prices. If I want to buy it for Blu-ray, I'm gonna have to find Kill Bill Volume 1 and Kill Bill Volume 2. So revisionist history, like Tarantino always does. I count it as 2. I am so fucking sick of him being like, it's only 1 movie. That's a way for him to cut around the fact that he wants to make 1 more movie.
Okay, that's beautiful. Like that's a beautiful way to put it. I can in the 1 movie versus 2. I can see where he feels that it's 1 movie. Like in terms of from an editorial perspective, I can sort of see where it's like, okay, it feels like you tack this on here at the end and here at the beginning, and if you chunk them together, then it would just be 1 4-hour experience. I lean more in the 1 category myself. Yeah. Like that's just
hey,
me.
I get it. I understand. No judgment.
Yeah.
I just fucking Tarantino, dude. That's how he is. He's like, oh no, it's 1 movie. And in terms of the soundtrack, there's some great songs on the soundtrack.
Yeah.
There's Woohoo by the 5, 6, 7, 8s.
Yeah.
Which is when the band is playing at the restaurant when the bride has that big fight.
Yeah, the crazy 88 fight.
Yeah. So and then there's a couple other really great songs on these soundtracks, but it's just I've never been a Kill Bill fan. Honestly, it's my least favorite. Like if it's on TV, I'll watch it.
Yeah,
it's like okay,
I'll
watch it.
It's where it's like I think it's fun, and like mind you, I haven't seen a ton of like martial arts films of the 70s, but it feels like he is porting the style over and just having fun with it, and that's why it's not higher for me. Is again, it's like I don't think it does a lot thematically, but it is really fun.
Well, the other thing that I'll say, and this always irritates me when a band does this, when they release a double album, like an album like The Wall, which by Pink Floyd, I hate that album, dude. Like it's too long. It's like I don't want to go on a journey. Same thing with the White Album by the Beatles. Too long. The only
your shots fired.
Oh yeah, I have a lot of opinions about this. The only double album that I can really stomach is Exile on Main Street by the Rolling Stones, and that's one of my favorite albums.
Yeah,
but it's masterfully done. I just feel like as an artist, if someone is like, I need 4 hours to tell this story or this music, like an hour and 45 minutes to get my artistic point across, you failed.
Yeah,
this was Tarantino at the height of his powers.
Yeah,
and he's like, I am gonna do the most bloated, this is his most overindulgent movie, like self-indulgent movie.
Oh, for sure. Like I would agree. I would agree with that one.
Yeah, I feel strongly about Kill Bill.
Yeah, so
people hate it when I talk about this. I love, and I don't hate the movie. I hate the amount of love that Kill Bill gets. Because it's nowhere near his best movie.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with that. And I've found that people who dislike Kill Bill passionately dislike, and I think part of it is less the movie and more the extent that like the public just fawns over it. It's just like, okay, like it's like, guys, dial it in a little bit.
Yeah, so. This is the only thing Tarantino wise that I'm a big hater of.
Yeah, So how many, like from a music standpoint, how of the music in this film, how many of the tracks would you say people now just strictly associate it with Kill Bill versus what they were originally? Because none of them were, my understanding, none of them originally written for the film. They come
it's the classic kind of Tarantino. He's finding another one from the Crazy 88 scene that I really love is that song that's no. That's a great song. Yeah. That's an amazing sequence. It's just like, even though I'm like I hate Kill Bill, I'm also like, it's good. Like I can't deny it's good. Tarantino is good. He's always good. He's like pizza, dude. Even when you have bad pizza, it's still pizza.
It's still pretty good. And
it's better than no pizza.
Yeah. And my understanding is there's the bit where it goes black and white. And my understanding is the black and white chunk of that sequence was a way to get around having an NC-17 rating slapped onto the
because of the blood.
Because of the blood, which is so bizarre to me, because the violence in that film is so cartoonish.
It's crazy. It's like, over the top.
Yeah, it's just so, it's like clearly a cartoon. Like, and this is where, have you ever seen there's a really good documentary called This Film Is Not Yet Rated. Have you seen that?
I've never seen it, no.
It's worth watching. It's sort of about the MP, the motion picture, the MP, the organization that gives the ratings for films, and it's a lot of what they do is total BS. And I think the best commentators on it were the South Park guys, Matt Stone and Trey Parker.
Okay, this is sounding familiar now.
So they got it from both ends, because they did the film Orgasmo back in the day, and they hadn't quite hit it with South Park yet. So you had Orgasmo, and then you had South Park Bigger, Longer, Uncut.
Yeah.
And South Park Bigger, Longer, Uncut, it was a studio thing. So they just gave them notes of do this, and you've got your R rating. Versus on the independent side, they're like super duper vague and not helpful. And it's like, okay, like who are you to tone police the films?
Yeah.
And the funny thing about that is that if you, I don't know the last time you watched Team America, but
it's been a minute.
But Team America, they had the whole puppet sex scene.
Oh yeah.
And apparently this was explicitly for the motion picture rating people. They filmed stuff that was just like, it's like we filmed stuff that was disgusting, that we had no intention of putting in, and the idea was we cut this all into the cut we give them. They give us notes, we trim it out, we get the film we want, and they feel like they got to win.
Yeah, totally. That's so fucking funny.
You know, so it's like there is a point to ratings and sort of giving people, like, particularly if you have kids, you know, what do you want to be showing your kids or not? Like, that's important. But also you got to be like you should be doing it from an honest point of view. And I don't know how honest they are at this point.
Yeah.
But and I do love how you go back to say, like, movies that were rated R back in, like, say the 70s, and it's like, oh, that'd be PG-13 right now. This is a K.
Oh yeah.
So, but
definitely.
Yeah, Kill Bill is a middle of the road. It's a middle of the road Tarantino for me. I think it's really fun, not his best. But next on my list is Jackie Brown. Which I really want to rate this higher, because I think the character work in this film is spectacular, specifically with Robert Forster. It's just, compared to all of his, it's just so quiet compared to his other stuff, but it's
a follow-up to Pulp Fiction. Like
I mean,
he was deliberate in what he did.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know how like you do Pulp Fiction, and it's this huge cultural moment, and how you follow that up. And I think that's part of, I mean, how people view Jackie Brown is sort of, it's unfortunately living in the shadow of Pulp Fiction, and it deserves a little bit more than it gets. And Robert Forster is just so soulful.
He's so good. Pam Grier is great.
Yeah.
Sam Jackson, Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
And then
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton. Yeah, that's right. The soundtrack is great on this. I ranked this number 6, I believe, on my soundtracks.
Yeah.
It has the Delphonics, it has the Meters, Bill Withers, Bobby Womack. It's a lot of 70s like blaxploitation, like funk, soul, R&B kind of soundtrack. It's really good.
And what I kind of love of it from a musical standpoint, and this is just such a, I think, beautiful plot point. They've got that great moment where Robert Forster meets Pam Grier for the first time and immediately falls in love. And I
think the Delphonics song plays.
Yes,
there, right? Didn't I blow your mind this time?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
I need to double check, but the Delphonics is the one that he keeps bringing up in the car, and that's like, I've fallen for this girl, and now I'm driving around,
and he's a bail bondsman.
I'm driving around and I'm listening to this music that she introduced me to, and it's I like to think, of course you don't know, I like to think that he quits his job and then goes and like travels the world with Jackie Brown. It's just such a and also on the level of, these are two middle-aged people. Like, I mean, a lot of times with romance, it's always the young, hot people, and obviously, like, they're both. It's not like they're both good-looking middle-aged people, but it's like when you get to that age, it's sort of, you end up getting deprioritized, and this film is two people who are not super, like, they're not old, they're not super young, but they kind of find each other, and it's a really, really beautiful narrative.
Yeah. It's a great movie. And a great soundtrack.
Yeah. And I forgot Chris Tucker was in it.
Yeah. So he's really funny in this.
Yeah.
And it's one of the through lines of the film is Sissy Strut by the Meters. It's that song that's like bump, ba-dum, bump, 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 ba-dum, bump, bump. But that plays a couple of times. But when Sam Jackson is first pulling up to go talk to him, or like pulling out when he has him in the trunk, that song is playing. It's a great song, Sissy Strut. It's like an all-time classic. If you go to go to any blues bar and there's like a jam night happening, that song will be played.
Nice. And this was also, I mean, like coming off of Pulp Fiction, very different Jules and Odell, very different characters.
Oh yeah.
And again, the range on Samuel L. Jackson is.
Yeah, I mean, he was the villain in this. Another thing that we should mention about this movie is it's based on Elmore Leonard novel Rum Punch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which I think this is the only adaptation that he did.
Yeah. And he took the setting. It's originally Rum Punch is set in South Florida, like Miami, West Palm. And he moved it, of course, to LA. That's what Tarantino does.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say another Tarantino classic. Good hangout movie, just to have on in the background while you're doing other stuff.
Yeah. And like he does it again, and this is a frequent thing in his films, is sort of playing with time, and he does sort of like the different perspective versions of this heist that they're doing, and it's really, really quite well done. And I'm curious as to, because Robert De Niro never showed up, and like when he likes actors, they tend to come back over and over again. This is the
only De Niro movie.
I'm curious as to whether he and De Niro didn't exactly get along.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Like, I mean, I can see, because they both seem to be strong-headed people, and I can imagine them butting heads. And I think if they had gotten along swimmingly, I think you would have seen De Niro in another Tarantino movie, and he never showed up again.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's been almost 20 years or 30 years.
Yeah.
It's been almost 30 years since that movie came out. Crazy.
Yeah, it'll be 30 next year. So I'm old. I eat prunes. All right. So moving on. The next on my list, Django.
Oh, what number is this for you? Is number 5?
This is number, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Number 4, okay.
Number 4, which I was not. This was the second, like, doing my my marathon for the podcast. This is the second time I've watched it. I did not aggressively love the film when I saw it in theaters. I liked it much, much better on the second time around. I think that there is a scene in it that I don't think is successful when he does sort of the SNL sort of sketch comedy with the KKK guys with the hoods.
Oh yeah, with
like that.
What's his name?
Jonah Hill's in it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, the jokes just are not landing, and it feels like you're wasting time. But all of the rest of it it's very personal, very character focused, and I really, really enjoyed it the second time around compared to the first time around.
So this is my 4th on the soundtrack list.
So we're lining up then. So we're on 4.
Yeah. I can. Both of our top 3, we have the same, pretty much almost the same top 3, I think.
Yeah.
Actually, no, because I had Death Proof as my number 2. But yeah, so the soundtrack to this is badass. It's so fucking cool. There's a lot of classic spaghetti western songs. He uses a song called Django from the old 60s spaghetti western, Django. Have you always been alone? And then there's another one, His Name is King. That's a really great song. There's the mashup. My favorite song in the movie is the mashup of James Brown and Tupac.
Yeah.
It's of the Big Payback and Untouchable. And that's in the big shootout, dude. That, in my opinion, that's the greatest shootout in cinema history.
Yeah.
And,
so is this
Django Unchained.
So is this the end when Django comes in, or because there's when Django takes everybody out at the very end, and then there's when
Dr. dies. I think it's when Christoph dies.
Yeah, which is a spectacular, like the tension between him and Leonardo DiCaprio. And Leonardo
DiCaprio playing a villain, dude.
Yeah, like, and he is just
doesn't do.
Yeah, and just and Christoph Waltz is he's just so damn talented And it's just that like when DiCaprio, it's like, you need to shake my hand to make this deal final. And you just like, so you could just feel that, just like, I can't believe he's gonna make me do this. And you totally buy that he just, because like realistic, like he could have just shaken his hand and left and all would have been honky-dory. And it just, you believe that he snaps, and it's just like, no, this is like, I'm not, like,
this is too far.
I have my principles, and like,
I'm willing to die.
Yeah, you're the biggest piece of trash on the planet, and I will die on that hill.
Yeah. There's also on the soundtrack another one that I really love. Where is it? I Got a Name by Jim Croce. That's kind of the montage scene.
Yeah,
where I think it's a montage, right? Where Christoph Waltz and he figures out like Django's a good shooter and he's gonna
It's sort of like they gear up and they really sort of
it's
around when
he finally kind of is like, oh shit, I'm free.
Yeah, and they really it's sort of they really bond as a friend pair. And that's like one of the like really great, I think, moments in the film is that. And what's kind of interesting and nice is that when he gets back to Candyland and he's in, I think, the stable, and King Schultz's body is there, and I think some movies would have him turn him over so that you could see Christoph Waltz's face, and they don't do that. It's just that, like,
his lifeless body.
Yeah, and it's just this very elegant, it's like Auf Wiedersehen, my friend.
Yeah,
and it's just really and that's what that film, I think, does really well is from a character perspective form this bond between two men who have this great mutual respect for each other.
Yeah,
you know, and it's great. It's really, really great.
This was my number 3 Tarantino movie of all time.
Yeah, it's
a rewatchable one. It's like I can turn on Django. And another great Walton Goggins performance.
Yeah, I think my favorite, and this I remember dude like laughing out loud, just like, "Fuck you to Django." Just like, the D is silent.
Yeah, and then
just
he shoots him.
It's just like the best way to bring back that. It's like a great callback of you set up the line of the D is silent, and then Goggins is just he's just the perfect person to deliver that line.
Yeah.
Like, and it's, again, anything he's in, did you see I think it's called Fat Man with it was with Mel Gibson, where Mel Gibson is playing Santa.
I haven't seen it, but I know what it is.
It's I wish the movie is better, but Walton Goggins is really good in it. And it's like, you can, because he doesn't have a ton to work with in that film, but he just like, he milks it for everything it's worth, and he is just like, you can't take your eyes off of him. So
he's also good, if you've never seen it, in Vice Principals with Danny McBride. Have you seen
I haven't seen it yet. No.
Dude, 2 seasons. It's great the whole way through.
Yeah, that was HBO. Right?
HBO. This was post Eastbound and Down, pre-Righteous Gemstones.
God. And I hear the Righteous Gemstones is really good.
It's good. It's awesome. Yeah,
that's on my list. But let's see, like, now that with I need to get a longer cord here. But so now we're in like my top three. So number 3, Reservoir Dogs.
It's my number 3 for soundtracks.
Yeah. It's one of those, I had a hard time placing this film because it's not necessarily my favorite to watch, but it's such a banger of a debut film. Like he went into this film clearly with the idea that I am going to make a statement and show that I can make a movie.
He dropped his dick on the table. He was like,
yes.
This is who I am.
Yes.
I'm Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah. And and all of the performances are great. And I kind of, whenever I go back and rewatch this, I kind of like low key love the extent to which Steve Buscemi is the one giving the sort of good advice for the whole film. And
Mr.
I think, Yes, and I like to believe that he got away with the diamonds and was fine. Like that of the group, he was okay.
He was the one who got away.
Yeah, but I like you can also it also does a great like it really does demonstrate how much he loves film and acting. Like just based on I think my favorite sequence in the film, weirdly enough, is Tim Roth practicing his acting and learning how to be undercover because that is it's like you can't give yourself away, and it just shows such a love of the craft that he just does a phenomenal job with.
Well, right out of the rip too with this movie is the perfect example of the marriage of sound and image.
Yeah,
in the opening of the film with Little Green Bag by the George Baker selection, which is a super obscure pop track from the 70s, and they just look so badass in their suits and their sunglasses walking.
Yeah,
it's iconic, dude.
And then half of them that you meet in that first scene, they don't come back.
Yeah,
like it's just like it's like he entered the stage in the best possible way, and then the relationship between Harvey Keitel and Tim Roth is, in particular, like you get to the end and it's this tragic like I like this kid and this kid's been like he's been playing me this whole time.
He's a good boy.
Yeah. Like
I mean this might be the most famous example too of a Tarantino music drop in a movie, Stuck in the Middle with You. I mean that might be the one that either that or we'll get to the other one that's super famous. But I feel like it's this one or the other one that I'm thinking.
And it's like Michael Madsen, it's just like he's so, and I miss that guy. He was a great character actor. Yeah, great character actor. And it's just
Mr.
like
Blonde.
that's just like they're just so like just simultaneously like cool, but also like you're a heartless bastard. You're like you're
a true sociopath.
You're a true, which it's like it's interesting that he and Vincent from Pulp Fiction are
brothers,
canon brothers, and Vincent is not that soulless. Like
no,
like he might be a little bit of an ass, but it's like his brother is like it's just like he's
a monster.
We don't see how this heist went down, but it's pretty safe to assume that Michael Madsen did when Harvey Keitel, when Mr. White complains about him, it's safe to assume that he
did whatever
he's the problem.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it truly, like Reservoir Dogs. If it's another one, if it's on TV, I'm watching. Is in the film. The whole soundtrack is great too. There's a great story about Tarantino trying to get the rights cleared by Stuck in the Middle with You by Steelers Wheel, and how they were trying. They hit up the label and whoever the person was over there, and she asked, "Well, how much is your budget for the entire film?" And he told her, or the person negotiating told her, and she's like, "I'll do it for your entire budget, pretty much." But they made it happen. They made it work. And the other music drop that's great in this is "Coconut" by Harry Nilsson at the end of the film.
Yeah,
put the lime in the coconut. It's just perfect, dude. Because it's like you see. I mean, it doesn't show fucking Tim Roth getting shot or fucking Harvey Keitel shooting himself. I guess you can make an assumption of what happens, interpret that.
I always sort of assume that like, and this was sort of new for me this time. It's just like, okay, he shoots Tim Roth, and then
the police shoot him.
The police take him out.
Yeah. And to just go from that ending where you're like, holy fuck, you don't have any time when that music starts. And it's total opposite emotions, but that's what makes it genius. Where it's like you're like tight, like fingers clasped in the chair, walking like holy fuck, and then it cuts to that song, which is just like the easy breezy lightest song on the entire world.
And I think it's very clearly he went about this of like I've only got so much budget. I need to keep things contained, and that's if you're looking to make a debut film, like you can. It's a great demonstration, and I think this is part of why I've got it so high up on the list, is that it's a great demonstration of what you can do on limited resources. Like, not having resources does not mean that you can't make something fantastic.
Yeah, well, he worked within his means.
Yeah,
I mean, there's really only a couple of set pieces in this entire movie.
Yeah,
I mean, there's the restaurant scene. There's the scene where Tim Roth, he was in the bathroom and on the roof when he was doing the whole acting, practicing undercover. There is Harvey Keitel when he's going to meet up with Chris Penn and the old dude. But yeah, it's a classic, dude. Another classic film.
Yeah, like it's a great example of, again, what you can do when you put your mind to it, and the result, like when you do that and it lands, you end up with a Quentin Tarantino career.
Yeah.
And which brings us to number two for me, and this is it's like, and I think a lot of this is all down to sort of personal experience, but my number two, Pulp Fiction.
It's my number one soundtrack.
That soundtrack is like just right from the beginning with Miserlou is
and that's the one I was referring to. Like, as far as maybe the most famous music drop, he repopularized that song.
Yeah,
Tarantino made surf music cool and relevant again in the 90s. It wasn't really. Like, and it is definitely a niche thing, but he repopularized an entire genre.
Yeah, and it's just like, from an editorial perspective, just how that the very beginning of the film goes, where you have this whole conversation, and obviously you got all the Tarantino snappy dialogue, and you with Honey Bunny at the beginning, and like the freeze frame, like it's like this is a nobody move, this is a robbery. This is like, any of you fucking bitch move, I'll execute every other motherfucking last one of you.
Yeah.
Freeze frame, needle drop, and it's just like, oh, this movie is cool.
Yeah, it starts off at 10. It's just high octane. And then I love the switch where it goes into Jungle Boogie, and then it cuts to Jules and Vincent.
Yeah,
which car, and they're talking, Royale with cheese, that whole deal.
Yeah, and just talk about a relationship, a bro relationship that just, like, they're two very different people, and it just the back and forth between them is spectacular.
Well, here's a little inside knowledge, and I'm sure a lot of Tarantino fans probably know this, but that whole scene where they're talking, Vincent is just talking about getting back from Europe.
Yeah,
a movie that Tarantino wanted to make was the Double V Vega, which was about Vincent and Mr. Blonde.
Yeah.
And it was gonna be a movie about them that was set in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
So just a little,
which would have been like, that would have been, it's like a cool movie that unfortunately it's like, unfortunately
make it now.
No, God, no, dude,
it's gonna happen. I just accept it for what it is.
Yeah,
But some other great music drops in this. I mean, there's the scene where Bruce Willis goes to the strip club. Let's Stay Together is playing in the background.
Yep.
There's also, I mean, it's another famous Tarantino drop, "Son of a Preacher Man."
Oh yeah, I think that might be my favorite drop in this one.
Yeah, and then it cuts to "Girl, You'll Be a Woman Soon," which was originally that's a cover of a what's his name? Goddamn, his name is escaping me right now. The famous singer, the Jewish singer. The movie just came out about
Neil Diamond.
Neil Diamond, yes. That's a Neil Diamond song.
Yeah.
Originally, Neil Diamond passed. He said he read the script and he's like, no, I don't want to use it.
Really?
Which he was like, because Tarantino wanted to use his version, and he said, no.
Yeah.
But they could get the rights cleared for a cover version, and Overkill did that. And this whole movie, it just has so many great fucking songs in it. There's also during the basement rape scene, Comanche playing by the Rebels, another great surf rock tune. There's Flowers on the Wall when Bruce Willis is driving and he's singing to himself.
And also like with the basements, like when Marcellus comes back and it's just like, I'm gonna get medieval on. It's like you know that this guy is going to die horribly. Like,
and of course, another famous Tarantino thing that I feel like is just in the cultural zeitgeist is the dance scene.
Yes.
The Chuck Berry song, You Never Can Tell. Which I feel like it's been replicated in a bunch of TV shows and movies.
And it's like what's interesting. I think there's a lot of fascinating things about Pulp Fiction, but there's almost it's almost like a Rorschach test for people of which segment of Pulp Fiction do you gravitate towards the most? Is it Mia and Vincent? Is it Jules and Vincent? Is it the Bruce Willis chunk in the middle? There's just these distinct stories, and I think some people, depending on who you are, you might like one better than the other.
Which one do you gravitate towards?
I've always gravitated towards the Bonnie situation with Harvey Keitel at the end.
Oh yeah, that's a great one. Yeah.
Though I will say I think now that I'm older, Mia and Vincent plays really, really well. Really well for me. And I there's a line that when they're having when he straight up asks her, did Marcellus off this guy for touching your feet? And she's like, what are you talking about? And it's that she has that whole line of the only time I met him, touched it, was when I shook his hand. And it's like, this is how you guys are, and like you got to take that for what it is.
I think this is Tarantino's most philosophical movie as well.
Oh yeah, God. I would say if you're gonna pull a scene that says here is what Tarantino is, it's Jules's monologue at the end where he's this is this is why I picked it as our outro video is analyzing the Bible verse that he picks. And it's for all of the violent, and I think I would say a lot of conservative people would knock it for the violence, but you get to the end there, and ultimately it is, I think, a redemption arc for
Jules. Yeah,
and
he's my favorite character in the movie.
And I would say Jules might be my favorite character in all of Tarantino, in that he sees what he sees as like this was a miracle, and I need to get out of it. And by all evidence, he does do it. When Travolta gets killed in the middle of the movie, he's not there. So it's like, by what the movie shows us, he leaves the life of crime and betters himself, and it's a really sort of optimistic white pill type of thing, which you wouldn't, when you think of how Tarantino is viewed in terms of like, oh, he's the violence guy. It's like, no, like he's actually, there's a lot of philosophical, very, I would say, traditional stuff in what he does.
Well, the Bruce Willis's character in the movie, dude. Like he refuses to fall during the fight. Refuses to lose. This guy, Marcellus Wallace, played by Ving Rhames, wants to kill him. They literally have a fight to the death that gets broken up. Marcellus and Bruce are taken to the basement. Bruce breaks free while Marcellus is getting ass raped by a couple of hillbillies down in the basement. He gets up and he realizes, despite everything, as a man of principle, he can't let it go.
I'm not letting
let his enemy that was trying to murder him. He's like, I can't let him go this way.
This is not okay. I am like, what is the benefit? I've got the famous bit with the samurai sword.
Oh, dude,
and
it's so cool.
It's again
when he stabs it back. Just the look on Bruce Willis's face.
Yeah,
and the guy falls. It's so fucking good.
Yeah, it's
incredible.
It's just there's a lot of and again, sort of like at the like video at the top of the stream, you got this lady harping on the violence, and it's like, I don't know that you're really watching. Like, it's not just violence. There is is putting.
It's very cool and it's very
principles.
Stylized. That's the thing about Tarantino. He has a particular style. You know what I mean? Like, this was his version of Sticky Fingers by the Rolling Stones. Like, this is the Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
Did the Stones release a lot of other great classic albums? Yes.
And that's this is where it's like, arguably maybe I should be putting it number one, because I do think, like, at the end of the day, he'll be like, Pulp Fiction is going to be the ultimate Tarantino film.
Yeah, I think like, I know what your number one is now.
Yeah.
It's also my favorite number one too.
I love
in terms of a soundtrack, like, I just think, like, this was the thing for me. When I discovered this movie, I was like, this music is so badass.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah. I will say I would say my least favorite part of Pulp Fiction is definitely the bits with Bruce Willis and his girlfriend tends to slow down. Those are the parts of the movie that slow up for me, and just like, oh, can we get back? Oh, the other, sorry, I was just like the other, this was follow up on something you were saying with Saving Marcellus. The fact that he goes through all this trouble for his father's watch speaks to principle and the importance of legacy and fam. Like, it's not just my father's watch, it's my grandfather's watch. It
traveled across many oceans.
And to get to it, with just spectacular monologue from Christopher Walken. There's nobody else who could deliver that.
He was so great.
Like Walken, and also, like, there's this, like, he's very serious and dramatic about it until he, like, sort of in a light way injects the comedy, and just like, it's like,
it's just it's his inflection. In the pronunciation, in the certain way that he says words, like, just the way he speaks. Which random quote from Christopher Walken, I'm paraphrasing here, but he said that one of the most influential actors to him is Bugs Bunny.
Yes, which, like, it's something along the lines of, he plays everything as if he's Bugs Bunny. And it's we've got this generation of actors that they're all he's got to be, like, well into his 80s now, and it's sort of like we're losing this generation, like, one actor at a time, of these really interesting people, so just, like, hold on. It's like we need to hold on to them as long as we can, because I don't know that we've got. I don't. There is not a young version of Christopher Walken. Like, who is the young Christopher Walken?
Well, it's just times have changed, man. I mean, it's a different world. That's the other thing I feel like in terms of music too. Like, there's never gonna be another Tarantino. You got to think he came up in the golden age of America, and he greatly absorbed all the coolest aspects of pop culture in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and was able to do something with that the 90s through today.
And this is one of the clips. I don't know what sort of the event was, but it sort of like has gone around Instagram, where basically his quote was like, "What the fuck is a movie now?" And it's like, is it something that, like, gets, like, you plop it into theaters for a couple of weeks and then it goes right to streaming? That's not why I got into this.
And
it's really almost this, and I think point that he was making, like, apparently he's doing sort of directing live theater now, and it's like sort of the point that he's making is you can't take live theater away. Stream, like, everything might be a streaming movie, but like theater is always going to be theater, and you can't duplicate that.
Yeah.
But it just was sort of like very sad to hear him like talk about like the what I thought of as a movie is just going away, and I don't know that that's a thing you can stop, because streaming is a thing, and
it's like AI. You can't stop it.
Yeah, it's just and particularly if you're unless you're this sort of this mega budget film, it's hard to get people out to the theater, because I think a lot of folks just assume like, okay, it's going to be on streaming soon anyway, I'll just wait for that, and that's just very sad. And I think
theater fans and film fans in general still go out to the theater. Like there's been several movies that I've seen the past couple of years that were a packed house.
Yeah.
And they're usually always horror movies opening weekend. Like I saw Late Night with the Devil in the theater opening night, and it was sold out.
Nice. The last movie I went to see in theater, well, there was two movies. I saw a couple movies last weekend. I saw Michael, and that was like, there was a ton of people, like, and it was really, really nice to be in. It's like you're in this mostly full theater. Everybody was really, really into the movie, and at the end of it, and they got to the scene where Michael Jackson does bad, and it's a great, like, you can't replace that theatrical experience where people are into the film.
Yeah.
The other one I saw last weekend was Animal Farm, and I was, I think, one of two people in the theater. And
good. Fuck that movie.
It's like, oh my god. I have a whole stream I still need to do on that, but I will table that for the time being.
Okay.
For my number one Tarantino film, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Agreed. It's my number 4 soundtrack, but this is my favorite Tarantino movie now. It's so good, dude.
And you know what? I think there is so much love that he has in 100%. This film. It's sort of love for, like, he's sort of, he is an Los Angeles homeboy. He loves his city. You can tell he loves movies.
He loves the industry. It's really a love letter to all of them.
And it's like Rick Dalton and Cliff Booth, I think, are the characters he loves the most. Like, they're just and particularly I think like the most heartwarming moment in Tarantino is at the end of this film, and just like, you're a good friend, Cliff.
Yeah. Like, well, this movie to me is really about male friendship.
Yes.
And it's so great too, because I think Tarantino wrote this about him and Roger Avery and their friendship.
Yeah.
Because there's the whole thing where Roger Avery, he got into that drunk driving accident and killed that girl.
Yeah.
Cliff, there's some like, did he kill his wife? Did he not kill his wife? If you read the novelization of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, he killed his wife.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a love letter to friendship, in my opinion. And you kind of see every stage of their friendship. Like, the movie starts off, they're always together, except for when he's working. He's always trying to get his buddy a job, and they're like, no, fuck it, get out of here.
And there's that idea that, like, I mean, Leonardo DiCaprio, it's like everything's falling apart, but there is this, like, this friend is keeping me, like, he is keeping me together.
You're Rick fucking Dalton.
Yeah, like, that's like another great moment of, like, just like
this
don't
is my
fall
favorite
apart
Brad
here.
Pitt movie as well.
Yeah. And well, it's like, I like Brad Pitt, like, Cliff Booth is sort of like, I would say, the ultimate male, having it, like, he's got it together, and even just
the epitome of cool, dude.
Yeah. And it's like when he goes to the ranch and like when he's the scene
Great
with Bruce
sequence.
Dern, and it's just like, this is just like, no, there is something not right here, and I am checking on this, and
you're not going to stop me.
And you're not you are not stopping me, because this is something is off here, and it's sort of like what a dude is supposed to be, and having those feelers out of, you know what I'm saying?
Well, he's like, I'm gonna check on this guy to make sure he's good. In that sequence too, I would say that has to be a top 3 in terms of Tarantino as well.
Yeah,
just when he goes there, dude, there's so many like famous Hollywood starlets that are superstars today that were in that movie.
Well, you got it's like Margaret Qualley is in it, and she's like went on to do
an A-lister now.
Oh God, I'm blanking on the Honora, Mickey Madsen.
Yeah.
Which the funny thing is, I don't know which came first, this or Scream 5, but she was lit on fire in both of them.
Oh, really?
I
didn't see Scream 5.
Scream 5 is not the strongest Scream film,
it's not as good as Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
No. Like it's a little less good. But her character. Is Sydney Sweeney in this movie?
Sydney Sweeney's in this as well.
Where is she?
She's one of the Manson girls.
Really?
Yeah. She doesn't have any makeup on, so she looks kind of different.
Yeah.
She's in it.
Yeah.
I mean, Tarantino, he's like, we're gonna set this movie in 60s LA, and there's gonna be a lot of bare feet in it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh,
Maya Hawke is in it as well.
That's right. I rewatched this one last night, and it's like on the way up, it's just like, I think that's Maya. Is that Maya Hawke? It is. Which was interesting is because this had to have been like in the middle or pre Stranger Things, and this is I think what makeup can do is she looks older, like she looks like more of an adult in this film than she did in Stranger Things. She looks like a teenager.
Yeah,
and that's again, it's like this is there of all of the department, you've got all departments to get a film made, and makeup is it's amazing what you can do with makeup.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean it's a great movie. It's my number 4 for soundtracks. It's a lot of like classic songs, and a lot of songs. Honestly, there are a lot of songs like there's Mrs. Robinson is in this. But there's also a lot of songs that you wouldn't. They're almost like B-sides. They weren't big hits. There's a great song, "Bring a Little Lovin'" by the Lost Bravos, which was kind of used in the trailer. There's a "Good Thing" or "Good Time," I can't remember what it is, by Paul Revere and the Raiders.
Yeah.
During the end sequence, there's the great fucking cover of it's Vanilla Fudge doing a Supreme song. I think it's really gonna hold on me. Beautiful, dude.
Yeah,
incredible film.
It's just so well crafted. And then having spent, like, I was in LA for 10 years, and what I think this film does beautifully is cover all of just what's wonderful about that town, and also what's not great about that town. And there is, like, if you love, at least up until this point, if you love movies, it was the place to be. And you've got all of this like movie culture, and like, here's where this was shot or that was shot, and it's sort of all going away. And that's sort of a little bit of and maybe this is part of where this love letter is that, you know, it's sort of a fading light.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's like the other, you've got sort of, and there's a lot of, I would say actors who would do this when Sharon Tate talks her way into not paying for, just like, oh, I'm in the movie.
Yeah.
And it's like one of those, it's like, well, like you're in the movie, you could pay the 75, like, why don't you just do that? And there's a little bit, there's quite a bit of narcissism in LA, but it's like, it is, at its peak, Los Angeles was magic.
I'm sure.
And, you know, there is, you know, I'm glad I'm not there anymore, but like, I also really freaking miss it. Like, if I'm being honest,
In-N-Out Burger is the bomb, dude.
Yeah. And it's like they're moving around. It's like there's like you have one in Nashville now.
Dude, I went today.
Yeah.
I went today.
Yeah.
But yeah, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is an incredible movie, and it's my favorite Tarantino movie.
Yeah, it's just like one of those. It's if somebody hasn't seen it, I will. That is a film that I will drop everything and watch it with you at any point. And then it's just like, again, DiCaprio is this, like, again, it's just like he has this. It's just like you feel for like this like agent, like one of my favorite lines of the film, and it's a great little dialogue sequence between him and the little girl where just like he's reading this book about the aging. That's just like, it's like in 15 years you'll be living it. Like it's just like just like, and it's like even beyond film, you probably know somebody who's going through something. Like that. It's his most down-to-earth movie. And again, oddly enough, I would say it's the least violent. It's the least violent.
Dude, I saw this in the theater opening weekend. I went to go see it, and I was like, what's going on here? This is not like any other Tarantino.
Yeah.
He blows his load at the end.
Yeah. Which is just, it's just, the end is so good. It's like just the perfect amount. And I just like they go through the whole thing where they kill the hippies. And then it's just like the line is just like, I burn that bitch to a crisp. Like for
another actor who's like an A-lister now, Austin Butler.
Yeah. Like, which I didn't catch till now. It's just like he's going to be in, I believe the cast for, so Joseph Kosinski is bringing back Miami Vice, I think, next year. And
great casting.
Yeah, like Michael B. Jordan and Austin Butler, and it's like
perfect. They're perfect for that.
Tarantino just like has this way of finding great talent and putting them out there, and it's like the Tarantino marathon is a great marathon.
Another thing I feel like we should mention with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is The Adventures of Cliff Booth.
Yes.
How that is coming out on Netflix. I'm hoping it gets a theater release, dude, because I will go see it in the theater.
Well, it's going to, in order to qualify for awards, it has to spend a certain amount of time in theaters. So it will get at least it'll get at least a limited theater release. But what's also kind of interesting on that, like since I want to say it was Natural Born Killers, which Tarantino wrote and Oliver Stone directed, and Tarantino was so disappointed and unhappy.
They had beef over it, yeah.
Yeah, like, so basically he had this in his head, it's like, no, I'm not handing off my writing to anybody else. So it's interesting that now, all these years later, he's now become more willing to write a film, and honestly, it has to be somebody like a David Fincher.
An auteur.
Yeah, it has to be somebody at that caliber, I imagine, to do it. But it's like, okay, so now like he's older, he's now more willing to pass writing off to other people, which is that is new. That's new for you.
I'm excited for this movie. The trailer's out.
I hope it's good.
It's supposed to be, if you are watching this and you haven't seen it, it's Brad Pitt's character from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He becomes a fixer for movie studios. That's what the rumor is like he's the guy who he's the cleanup guy after everything that happened at the end of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, him killing all those hippies. Which the other thing I love about that movie is like they're disgusted by hippies. They hate them.
They just goddamn fucking hippies.
Yeah, the whole movie they're just like, look at these fucking hippies, these disgusting, jobless hippies.
Well, it's like also like there, and this is something an analysis that I'm borrowing from elsewhere. I can't, but that really Brad Pitt, in terms of what you think of as a hippie, Brad Pitt is the actual like down to earth, good-hearted person.
Yeah,
and, like he
just killed his wife.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's like one of those. I like from the perspective of the movie.
You don't know.
from the perspective of the movie, you don't know, and I personally read it as like, oh, this story feels like bullshit. I haven't read the novelization where
the novelization is great. He definitely killed his wife in the novelization.
Yeah, it
gets more into his backstory.
Yeah,
like he's a World War II hero.
Yeah,
in Japan. He was a part of a dog fighting ring. It tells the backstory with his dog.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm very excited for this Cliff Booth movie.
Yeah, I hope I'm like crossing my and it's David Fincher, and
it's gonna be good. It's a script by Tarantino. You know what I mean?
It's like you've got two powerhouse creatives making a film. It's like it should be solid. I hope it's solid. It's this year, right? It's
this year.
So
it's rumored to come out sometime this summer. I don't think a release date has been announced yet.
Yeah, it's like this. Like I'm looking at the lineup this summer. There's
great movies this year, dude.
Yeah, I mean, last year was a little bit bare bones. This year is
The Odyssey.
There's stuff. I just started reading the poem for that right now. I'm again crossing my fingers that's good. My only shred of doubt on the Odyssey is that Tenet was a thing, and Tenet I really was not a fan of.
But no, I get that. It was a little bit convoluted, but I think this is him. But the other thing, the fucking movie about the atomic bomb was incredible.
Oh yeah, Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer was amazing.
So
I forgot the name. So I think this will be good. This is Christopher Nolan doing his thing, and then the Spider-Man movie's coming out.
Yep.
The trailer for that looks great. I love all of the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. He's personally my favorite Spider-Man. I think
he seems like he's closest to what the comic book was, but oh god, John Bernthal is the Punisher showing up. He is just so good in that part.
Yeah.
So you've got that,
and I liked it. I always love that scene, dude.
Yes. Yeah. I will say that one of the best scenes in Marvel is Daredevil and Punisher having it out on the roof, like just intellectually.
Where Punisher's all tied up and shit.
Yeah, well, Daredevil's tied up, and it's just like,
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, it's like, I think you put them down and they get back up. I put them down and they stay down.
Yeah.
Like that. Like, it's just, he's a perfect casting choice for it. So I'm looking forward to that. Supergirl is a little bit boned. It's stuck between Toy Story 5 and Minions, like in terms of getting money, and sort of all of the, like, those two movies are going to suck up. They're going to suck up all of the audience. So
I loved James Gunn's Superman. I thought it was great. Another great movie coming out this year that I'm excited for. Clayface, dude. That looks incredible.
I mean, Clayface is one of my favorite villains from the animated series, and then Mike Flanagan just has an eye for that type of thing. So that's
body horror. It's an R-rated movie.
Yeah,
and I'm like, okay, James Gunn, let's see what you got.
I'm down for it. So we're good. Like it's nice to see a lineup of stuff that it's like, okay, here is a bunch of stuff people are going to see. They just released Devil Wears Prada 2 last week, and it's like that's got its own audience, and it's like that's what you want, is a broad array of films for a wide variety of people. And part of that is realizing, like, maybe, and of course you've got Avengers Doomsday coming out end of the year.
I'll go see it, but I really don't care.
Yeah, it's like one of those, like, why are you spending when you're spending $500 million on this one thing when you could you could really take that money, make a broad variety of movies for a lot of different people, and make a lot of profit off of, just scale it back. Just scale it back. So,
dude, two other movies that I wanted to bring up that I'm excited to see.
Mm-hmm.
Mortal Kombat 2.
It
looks fun as fuck. It looks like a great movie. And then Resident Evil, which comes out in September.
Yes,
really good.
because like what like Weapons, it was I think my favorite film of 2025. That it was just so well done.
Yeah. I saw that in the theater too. That was a packed house.
Yeah.
Another example of a horror movie that was.
And they got oh god, I'm blanking on her name, but she won best supporting actress. Amy Madigan. Like one like really quirky, weird part, and so I'm fascinated to see what he does within the Resident Evil universe. I think
it's going to be radically different from the other Resident Evil movies.
Because I mean I grew up on the game and I love the game, and in my ideal world, a Resident Evil franchise would go similar to the Alien franchise, where the first film is a haunted house film. It's about horror and terror and really drag it out, and then Resident Evil 2, that's when it gets more action packed.
Shoot 'em up, zombie.
Yeah. And they kind of went for just like the original. The only one of those movies I've seen was the first one, because like I saw the first one, it's like you screwed. Like this is not the get you.
Yeah,
completely missed the point of the game. I'm done. So.
Yeah, and all the other movies are really just a continuation of that.
Yeah,
so.
But like the trailer on it tonally looks on point. So I mean, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
So those are like that's the list for Tarantino, and and I guess like the thing that if there's anything I can sort of sum about him as a filmmaker is that, weirdly enough, I would say he loves movies, and I think that's clear in all of his work.
Yeah, and he loves music too.
Yes.
I mean, I feel like as big as his movie collection is, he equally has a soundtrack or a record collection that's as big as his movie collection.
Yeah. So now if you have to like Mexican standoff, gun to your head, you have to pick one needle drop that is your favorite needle drop of all of Tarantino. What would that be?
I would probably say now, down in Mexico, there's the strip dance scene, the lap dance scene.
Yeah.
Or honorable mention, dude. Just to bring this up, From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah.
Where he's sucking on Salma Hayek's voice.
Yes. That's like that movie, and let's just like I enjoyed Sinners, but I will say From Dusk Till Dawn, I think did it better. Structurally speaking,
Sinners was good, but I felt like with Sinners, what was cool. It was an original horror property.
Yes,
people were going out to see it, and it got a bunch of hype on a horror movie.
Yeah,
was like the most decorated Oscar movie. Like a nomination of all time, and that's really cool. And Weapons, I mean, it got a lot of love too.
Yeah.
But just the overall camp and the vibe, like From Dusk Till Dawn is two films in one. The first half is a crime film, and the second half is a vampire movie.
And this is the one that like I don't think it can be understated the extent to which George, like one of my favorite monologues in a movie is like George Clooney. It's like I don't want to hear that you don't believe in vampires, because I don't believe in vampires, but what we're dealing with clearly is fucking vampires.
Yeah,
and
it was written by Tarantino. It's so good,
and it's like just like that, like the way that it just so brilliantly shifts it from one genre to another, and it somehow, I don't know how they managed to accomplish it, but it doesn't feel weird.
Well, the rumor is that Tarantino directed the first half and Robert Rodriguez directed the second half.
I would believe that.
Yeah,
because they feel like the first half feels like a Tarantino film. The second, like I mean, God bless him, I love Robert Rodriguez. He's got a little bit of a goofier style to him.
Way campier.
Yes, yeah, he's. And I guess apparently, at least from what I've heard, his like what I've heard is that he really is that he most enjoys sort of like the kids stuff, that like Spy Kids and Shark Boy and
That would make sense. Yeah.
He particularly likes doing the stuff for kids, and it's like, yeah, good for like that.
And you make a lot of money doing stuff for kids.
Yeah,
too,
you do, and it's like that is delightful. And feel it's like I feel like we should go there before. So, how do you feel about? I always feel a little gross now, like watching these films that Harvey Weinstein's name is on almost all of them. It's sort of a very interesting, I think. It's just like, oh God, like this guy was a horrible person, but he also did bring us.
He made great fucking movies.
He like, it's like one of those. It's like you're. Again, terrible, but he knew talent. Like the man knew talent.
Yeah, I mean, the way I look at it, dude, it's just the way it is. It doesn't take away from my love of the movies at all. Like, it's the same thing. Like Michael Jackson, everyone's fucking like Michael Jackson. He's so amazing, isn't he? It's like, yeah, well, he is rumored to have molested children.
Yeah,
like, and there's a lot of people that are like, Michael didn't do it. He was just a child trapped in an adult's body.
Yeah.
And my thing is, if it wasn't Michael Jackson and he was just a dude in your neighborhood and he was inviting over little boys and having them sleep in his bed, what would you think of him then?
Yeah.
So and I like Michael Jackson's music. He's the most talented pedophile that live. But I think Michael Jackson 100% was a pedophile. And I haven't seen the movie yet, but I'm guessing none of that is in the movie.
Oh yeah, well, it's like the movie is conceived as a two-part. What will be interesting, and it's going to be, I think, sort of like I imagine it'll wind up like Wicked, where everyone will love part one because that's where all of like the really classic tracks that
Thriller, and Don't Stop Till You Get Enough.
And then part two is just like, oh well, this is going to be depressing as hell. Like,
yeah, if you do it accurately.
Yeah, but also like that's the thing, and that's where it's like I enjoyed the film, but I mean, obviously the family is very heavily involved, and obviously they have financial stakes in it.
Yeah.
So, it's like it's any biopic, you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt. Who's making the film, and it's like it's a really really hard genre. Because, and my personal feeling is that if you remember Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story, I think that really put a bunch of it really sank the genre it's so effectively lambasted it, and particularly and it's like it is a long hard walk, and I will walk hard.
Yeah.
100%. And it's like all of them have that like that moment where like the Michael Jackson movie when he comes up with Beat It, it's like he's watching a news story and it's the like so it's really difficult to sort of drill down on somebody's life, and it's like it's at some point I'll need to do some kind of biopic episode because like which ones worked, which ones didn't, because like it's hard.
Definitely.
But
absolutely.
But yeah, like Tarantino, he's one of the greatest of all time. And just I don't know anyone who hasn't seen Tarantino's films, but if you haven't, you really need to, and it's a good marathon if you're down for it. My mother got a little tired of the Tarantino by the time I was done with it. It was a lot. He's not her director, but I had a great time.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I mean he's one of the all-time greats. Maybe the greatest director of all time. Like he's my favorite director of all time, for sure.
Yeah. His enthusiasm is infectious. And that's I think the thing I appreciate most about him.
Well, it's for me from a musical aspect. Tarantino, like I would have to list him on my list of influences as far as what's influenced my music.
Yeah,
for sure. And the other thing is like producing music, it's I always try to cast the right actor into the right role. You know, it's like I get a demo for a song, someone will send it to me, or I'll be making a song, and I'm like, who would work on this song? And it's like I call that person, see if they're available. Most of the time they are. For enough money, anybody can be available. But yeah, I mean, he's such a huge influence in the way that I approach things.
Yeah, which is great. So like as we wrap up, like first thing I'm gonna say is like you can catch the Poptimist and you can catch our collaboration on the 48-hour film project Lost in a Glimpse. I'm gonna drop a link in the description. And where can people find you?
So you can find me on Instagram, _Poptimist. And if you search for me on YouTube, I believe my handle is _Poptimist on there as well. The logo is dinosaur on roller skates. So you won't be mistaken. Which one is it? It's that one. But yeah, I got all sorts of different guests and artists on my podcast. You've been a guest in the past.
Yep.
These days I'm mainly focused on music. So a lot of the guests that are coming on are music related. And I have a bunch of like short videos and corresponding clips that you can find on my channel. I had Gordon Raphael on the podcast in the past. He's a producer for the first 2 Strokes albums. I had on Nick Mofshawn, who is the bass player for Amy Winehouse, Bruno Mars. He played with the Black Keys, touring with them. So check out the show. It's definitely for nerds. And I imagine if you're watching this right now, you're also
it's like you do such a fantastic job,
dude. Thank you, I appreciate it.
It's a wonderful podcast. Please check it out.
Oh, 2 other things to check out. I have a new band that I'm playing with called Kaylee and the Cobras. We're playing down on Broadway in Nashville. So if you're rolling anytime through soon, you can check us out playing down there. And I have my own band, Canada Duck Feet. It's a instrumental band. And right now, I don't even know if I've told you about this, but I'm working on a series of soundtracks for classic silent horror movies.
Oh, like nice.
Nosferatu, The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari is another one that we're doing. And there's a couple of more. The next one we're doing is The Bat. So everything is unreleased so far. I'm kind of stockpiling them all. It's a big project that I'm working with at the studio that I film at, which is NECAT, which is the public access TV station here in Nashville. That's where I film the Poptimist. So yeah, go check all that stuff out.
That's a really, really interesting, because you take all of those like sort of old silent films and you can like there's so many different ways you could rescore it. So that's a really, really
public domain, baby.
I love that. I love that idea.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's a cool project. We've shot and like recorded one so far.
Yeah.
And it was a really cool experience. This week I'm gonna be kind of getting into the editing stage with it, because before we do another one, I kind of want to have one done to see what the entire process is like.
At some point, are you thinking about doing sort of like a live version where it's like screened with live?
We've been talking about it. I don't know yet. Because I don't know when this project is going to be released. I was asked to be on this, so it isn't my project. It'll be announced who it's with soon. But yeah, so I'm kind of just like just trying to create right now.
Yeah.
And then once it gets released, I'll definitely, I imagine we'll be doing some kind of live performance.
Yeah, that would be like really, really, really super, super cool.
Yeah.
Well, for like all you out there, watch some Quentin Tarantino. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for coming on. This has been a great conversation, and it's like I could go on and on. Like it's like I could go on and on and on, and like I really would love to have you back to talk about like any films you want to talk about.
I'm definitely down.
So we'll leave you with leave you guys with this nice little monologue, and have a great weekend.
You read the Bible, Ringo?
Not regularly, no.
Well, there's this passage I got memorized. Ezekiel 25:17. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know I am the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon you. I've been saying that shit for years. And if you heard it, that meant your ass. I never gave much thought to what it meant. I just thought it was some cold-blooded shit to say to a motherfucker before I popped a cap in his ass. But I saw some shit this morning that made me think twice. See, now I'm thinking, maybe it means you're the evil man, and I'm the righteous man. And Mr. 9mm here, he's the shepherd protecting my righteous ass in the valley of darkness. Or it could mean you're the righteous man, and I'm the shepherd. And it's the world that's evil and selfish. Now, I'd like that. But that shit ain't the truth. The truth is, you're the weak, and I'm the tyranny of evil men. But I'm trying, Ringo. I'm trying real hard to be the shepherd.